Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Vexed, and today I'm here with a video that was a pain in the butt to film, but is highly requested, and I poured my heart and soul into. Today I am here with the definitive solo flawless River Nightmares guide on Warlock. I really hope you guys enjoy it. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments below. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Solo Cataclysm may cause you some trouble when you're flawless at first, but using this loadout, you're quickly going to catch on to what you need to do. We're going to be using Arc with Chaos Reach to easily burst down our Tormentors to extend our time. We're also using Ionic Sentry and Electrostatic Mind in conjunction with Spark of Shock and Spark of Ions to get Ionic Traces very easily. We're really going to be focusing on getting Ionic Traces because we're using Geomag stabilizers to get back our Chaos Reaches very quickly, so that way we can quickly kill Tormentors in our rounds while we're running. Geomags is just, it's the exotic for this encounter because it's going to make killing Tormentors free. We're also going to be using Risk Runner because we're taking a lot of art damage with this encounter, and Risk Runner, charged up Risk Runner makes Ad Clear absolutely free. There is no question that Risk Runner is the best exotic weapon to use this encounter, and it just will save your life. We're using Kinetic Slot Sniper to deal with Tormentor's shoulders, and we're using an Egret Sword for movement. On our artifact, we're going to be running Volatile Flow because I had to pick something. Amped Up, Shatter Orbs, Thunderous Retort, Countercharge, Lightning Strikes twice, and Shock and Awe. We are heavily speccing into Arc on this artifact to make our lives easier since we are relying on an Arc subclass at this encounter. We're going to try to get as high super stat as possible, and you want to be running a Root of Nightmares class item because of the Release Recover mod. This makes it so that whenever you lose a field buff, you will get Cure and Restoration. It makes survivability very easy. For our mods, we're going to be running double Heavy Ammo Finder and Arc Siphon on our helmet, Arc Loader and double Bolstering Detonation, Void DR, Arc Emogen, Arc Damage Resistance, and Innervation, Absolution, and Enhanced Athletics on our boots. Cataclysm can be simplified into one simple idea: run, kill, run. The easiest way to explain this encounter solo is that you need to be fast, but manage Tormentor spawns, Scion kills, and node locations. Your priority needs to be node locations and Scion kills to spawn a Tormentor at the right time, but things can kind of change in this encounter, as you'll see. To summarize the order of operations in Cataclysm, for round 1, you're going to hit the home node, then do node 1. After you hit node 1, you're going to find the Scion closest to spawn and melee it. You're then going to run and hit home node, and then hit 2, and then home node, and then hit 3. And after you hit node 3, you're going to look for your next Scion and melee it. After you melee that Scion and spawn the Tormentor, you're going to run and get your final buff and finish round 1. After you finish round 1, simply break the Tormentor's shoulders, and as soon as you see the next round start, you're going to Chaos Reach him to give you your extension. Once again, I will say, the order can 100% change due to situations in this encounter, Scion locations, ads bothering you, location of nodes. This encounter is very variable, but in general, that is the order of operations for round 1 90% of the time. When all future rounds start, that being 2, 3, 4, begin by running as soon as you kill the Tormentor and hit all the nodes you can. Just try and complete that round. But when you have the opportunity to, you also want to hit the Scions to make sure you have a Tormentor spawned. You always want to make sure you have a Tormentor spawned in before finishing a round, as trying to spawn in a Tormentor on a round where you don't have a time extension is incredibly difficult. The hardest rounds in Cataclysm are rounds 1 and 4. Round one is difficult because it can be a bit of a time crunch depending on your scion spawns, and round 4 can be difficult because there are a lot of nodes. If you ever need to spawn a second Tormentor in any of the rounds in Cataclysm, it is 100% okay. It is just going to make your life a little bit more difficult in the long run due to super regen. That's pretty much everything for Cataclysm, so I'm going to let my clear play out so you guys can see an example. One to two transition is very simple. All you're going to need for the skip is Heat Rises, Icarus Dash, a charge grenade at some point before you do the skip, a micro missile frame GL, and an eager edge sword. Remember, when you get the second encounter, to turn and run into the room on the right and run to the back of the room, so that way you hit checkpoint to activate the second encounter. Follow the route shown on screen for a super easy 1 or 2 transition. There are 2 main ways to complete second encounter. However, the one that I use and what I'm going to be focusing on is by using Well. Now, for our subclass, we're obviously going to be using Well. We are going to be using Incinerator Snap and Healing Grenade, and we're also going to be using the Icarus Dash and Heat Rises aspects. We are using Karnstein Armlets as our exotic. Karnstein gives us Cure and Respiration upon a melee kill and a finisher, and we're using Incinerator Snap to nuke adds with our melee, and Heat Rises to quickly get our melee back. Karnsteins are extremely effective due to the ad density in this encounter and will help you out significantly. We're using a Trace Rifle for anti-barrier mechanics, Mint Retrograde is major ad clear, and a lightweight Eager Sword for running. We're specifically using a lightweight frame sword because skating with a lightweight sword is not very fast, so the chance of taking physics damage is reduced. Also, lightweights have the quickest light swing in the game, thus making lightweight Eager Edge swords very potent for general play. Any lightweight will do, but I personally love Terciopelo due to Chaos Ray Shape being present on the weapon. Stats don't matter too much here, but I would go for high weapons. Use a Root of Items class mod for Release Recover. All other mods don't really matter, just use what you need. Second encounter is very easy in idea, but can be difficult in execution due to how movement focused the encounter is. When you start off the encounter, you're going to immediately run a dark side and start the encounter by hitting the Dark Home node. You'll then skate across the gap to Dark 1 on the light side and hit Dark 1. After hitting Dark 1, you will then hit Home Light and skate across to the dark side where you will then hit Light 1. After hitting Light 1, you will hit Dark Side Home and then hit Dark Side 2, which is on the dark side. After hitting Dark Side 2, you will run back to Dark Home and hit Dark Home. You will then hit Dark 3 on the light side after you skate across. After you hit Dark 3, you'll hit Light Home, then hit Light 2, skate across, not skate across yet, sorry, then hit Light Home, and then skate across over to the dark side, and then hit Light 3. This process simply repeats itself until you finish a floor, or until you finish the encounter. When you're skating across, watch out for anything that you might be able to physics yourself on, that being grenades, pieces of the root, walls, little stairs, anything. Watch out for something you can visit yourself on because it will bring you to one shot and you will die. Also, watch out for anti-barriers as they can be pretty pesky, especially when hitting the final node because they can shred your health. Just be extremely careful while running, and after some practice, you will have this encounter down in the bag. Watch the rest of my encounter to completion for an example. 2 to 3 transition scares a lot of people, but it really doesn't need to be so scary. You can do 2 to 3 in 2 ways. 1, by taking your time and slowly making your way across the jumping puzzle, and 2, by hitting the line I show to quickly traverse the jumping puzzle. Either way, just take your time and this won't even be an obstacle. Explicator is the first boss of For Your Nightmares, and it is a big hurdle for solo flawless, but it's really not that hard, and using this build, it's going to be a cakewalk. Starting off for our super, we're going to be using Song of Flame, and we're going to be using Empowering Rift as our class ability, Arcane Needle and Storm Grenade, Feed the Void and Helion as our aspects, and Facet of Dominance, Facet of Dawn, Facet of Courage, and Facet of Hope as our fragments. We're going to be using Getaway Artist as our exotic because of the insane general ad clear and just neutral game that this exotic has. It is so good. We're using Graviton Lance for incredible ad clear and ammo generation, Mint Retrograde for major burst, and a lightweight Eager Edge sword for quickly moving around the map. Focusing on our mods, on our helmet we have 2 heavy ammo finders and a void siphon. On our gauntlets we have firepower and void loader. On our chest piece we have a charged up, a solar resist, and a void ammo generation. On our boots we have strand and solar scavenger plus stacks on stacks. And on our bond we have a Reaper, a class font, and a bomber mod. For stats, you're going to want to have high weapons and high grenade. Super doesn't really matter for neutral game, so mostly weapons and grenade. Now, touching on set bonuses. The best set bonus for neutral game running is going to be 2-piece SE and 2-piece King's Fall. And I'm only running a 2-piece SE. If you run a 2-piece SE and 2-piece King's Fall, you are going to have insane damage, insane DR, insane survivability, and insane ammo. You don't need them, but having those 2 set bonuses is going to greatly improve everything that you do. Now, finally, we have our artifact, and that is pretty much everything that you need to know about your first loadout. Our last loadout was our running loadout, and now this loadout is our ammo pickup loadout leading into damage. Not a lot changes at all. Our super and our artifact stay the exact same, and mostly this loadout is very minuscule time played. Its entirety of its existence is all about us picking up ammo. But leading into mods, on our helmet we're going to have double heavy ammo finder and a void siphon. We're going to have arc loader and firepower on our gauntlets. Our chest piece is going to stay the same. We're going to be running a stasis and solar scavenger with a stacks on stacks on our boots. And we're going to be running a Reaper, a class font, and a bomber on our class item. We are going to be using some sort of kinetic slot damage fusion rifle. I personally like Lionfish and 1000 Voices. You're also going to want to use some type of weapon that can pick up ammo. I personally use Prosecutor from the Ride of the Night event because it has Gravity Well, and Gravity Well allows us to pick up ammo simply by reloading, but you can also use a Shoot to Loot primary. I highly recommend using any Gravity Well weapon though, because that is extremely potent and it will make your life very, very, very easy. The only thing that's going to change on our super for our damage loadout is we're going to be switching from Lightning Grenade to Vortex Grenade. Vortex Grenade is going to give us a little bit extra damage over time at any point in the encounter for damage. Just going to push us a little bit over the edge when it comes to damage. We're going to be using Dawn Chorus with triple super fonts because Dawn Chorus amps the damage of 1k. We're going to be using double solar loader and 1 solar dexterity on our gauntlets to make our 1k snappy. Going to be using 2 solar damage resistances and a charged up on our chest piece. On our boots, we're going to be using triple solar weapon surge. On our bond, we're going to be using 2 time dilations and a powerful attraction. We're using powerful attraction so that when we rift at the beginning of our damage phase, it picks up all the orbs around us. On our artifact, we're using Volatile Marksman, Dielectric, Malignant Harvest, Flashover, Gold from Lead, Particle Reconstruction, and Limit Break. We're using 1k and a kinetic slot fusion for damage. I recommend Lionfish personally. It is a very, very simple encounter, but can be quite challenging due to the nature of the encounter. Explicator is a mix of execution, it is a mix of ad clear, and it is a mix of movement. So there's a very optimal way to do this encounter, and once you learn it, it is very, very easy. To start off, progression in Explicator is based off of speed of ad clear. So in order to progress Explicator quickly, you must ad clear quickly. Just at the very start of the Explicator encounter, you will wipe the whole entire first wave of ads. Upon wiping this first wave of ads, 2 solar shielded Centurions will spawn. You want to start off by killing the left Centurion first, which will then spawn in left side Colossuses. You want to specifically kill the top left Colossus and then read the left side planets. After reading and memorizing left side planets, you want to then run to the top right plate, and on your way to top right, you want to kill the right side Centurion, which will thus spawn in the right side Colossuses. Now, before even touching that right side Colossus, you want to pick up the bottom left planet on the top right plate. This is also known as planet number 4. You then want to immediately dunk it after picking it up. What this does is it is going to clear you of your left side buff and allow you to see right side callouts. After picking up number 4 and dunking again to wipe your buff, you'll then gonna kill top right Colossus. Keep in mind that as soon as you pick up 4, it immediately starts the timer encounter, so you want to quickly read right side and then run straight down to bottom. Once you get down to bottom, you're going to run bottom planets by doing this. You're going to start off by picking up the odd one out on the right, running it over to the left side, and then dunking it on the correct one on the left side. You then want to pick up the one that you just dunked on left, and then run it over to the right side and dunk it on the one that you picked up first. You're then going to shoot the crux in the middle of the map once you have dunked both of your planets correctly and switched the odd ones out, and this is going to end bottom planets phase. If bottom planets are completed correctly, you then want to move to top planets. To do top planets, all you need to do is wipe the phase of adds, kill both of the Centurions that spawn after wiping the phase of adds, and then run the correct planets. You then want to once again shoot the crux in the middle of the map when you are done, just as you did with bottom planets. Once planets are done, and it's time to start initiating a damage phase, and you need to dunk all the planets in the middle of the map, you want to mainly focus on dunking planets due to a time crunch. However, while you are dunking the planets, you also want to try and kill all 4 Colossuses while dunking. After every single planet is dunked, damage phase is beginning. You want to quickly kill every single ad in front of you near the boss if you can, and try and kill as many ads around the map as you can. After you wipe all the ads that you possibly can, you're going to switch to your ammo pickup loadout, quickly pick up ammo, then run to your first damage plate. As soon as you're on first damage plate, you're going to swap loadout and you're going to begin dealing your damage rotations. This process then repeats after damage phase, and it is basically that until you clear. It's really simple. It's really not that hard. It's just going to take some practice. I'll let the rest of my clear play out so you guys can see an example on how to complete this encounter. The reach forward transition is super simple. All you're going to need is Heat Rises with Icarus Dash on Fusion Grenade. And you're going to need to be on Starfire Protocol with an Eager Edge Sword and a Micro Missile Frame Rocket Launcher. You're basically just going to need to follow the route on the screen, and you're going to be at Nezarec super easy peasy. I'm also now going to take this time to say, if you guys have watched all of this video, thank you so much. I am eternally grateful, and by y'all watching this video, y'all are making a dream become reality. I am pouring my heart and soul into this while working, and just thank you guys. It really means a lot. Our running loadout for Nezarec is based on around two concepts: ammo generation and ad control. So let's get straight into it. We're going to be running Nova Bomb as our super, Healing Rift, Arcane Needle, Storm Grenade, and we're going to be using Feed the Void for Devour and Bleak Watcher for ad control. For our fragments, we're going to be using Facet of Dominance for Jolt, Facet of Dawn for Radiant, Facet of Courage for more damage, and Facet of Hope for better class ability. We're using Getaway Artist as our main exotic because its neutral game ad control is just ridiculous. It's so strong. I will always vouch for this. For our mods, we're going to be using double heavy ammo finder and a solar siphon on our helmet, solar litter and a firepower on our gauntlets, void DR charged up solar ammo gen on our chest, solar scavenger, kinetic scavenger, and enhanced athletics on our boots, and distribution special font class font on our bond. For the class bonus, or for the armor set bonus here, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. SE 2-piece, King's Fall 2-piece, best neutral game in the whole entire game. It's ridiculous. Pairing that with high weapons and high grenade, you're not going to die in this encounter. It's ridiculously strong. For our weapons, we're using 1000 voices for damage. And we're going to be using Alone as a God to shoot crits. Alone as a God, I love this weapon. It's so nice. We are using Motif 41 as our main ad clear weapon here. Motif is incredible, and using it with abundant ammo allows us to generate a ridiculous amount of ammo. We're also using it with heal clip and attrition orbs to generate orbs for damage, and also heal clip when we don't have Devour up. Just use this weapon, man. It is you're gonna have bricks all over the ground. Motif is an absolutely incredible weapon, and I will vouch it. You will not run out of ammo. Your goal is basically going to be to shoot it into a group of ads, let it do its thing, and it's going to cook up all the ammo you need. For our ammo pickup loadout, our subclass is going to stay exactly the same. Nothing is going to change on it whatsoever. We're leaving everything pretty much the same. We are going to be using Felwinter's Helm because there is a very discrete mechanic in Destiny. Felwinter's Helm, when you melee an ad, get a melee kill on an ad, applies a 30% debuff in an area. This debuff lasts for, I think, around 5-6 seconds, and once again, it's 30%, so it's extremely powerful. There's a mechanic in Destiny 2 called debuff extension. Debuff extension is the idea that a debuff can be extended over a period of time. So, we are using Facet of Dominance. What Facet of Dominance does is it allows our grenades to apply a 15% weaken debuff. So what this means is when we pop Transcendence and we have already meleeed a ad near Nezarec, and Nezarec has a 30% weaken from Felwinter's Helm on him, when we throw a nade at Nezarec, that 15% debuff, what it's actually going to do is get overridden by the 30% debuff and extend the 30% debuff's timer, thus giving us an extension to our 30% debuff. On Felwinter's Helm, we're using triple super font. On our gauntlets, we're using solar litter, firepower, and stasis dexterity. On our chest piece, we're using double void damage resistance and charged up. On our boots, we're using double void weapon surge and stacks on stacks. In our bond, we're using triple time dilation. You want to just once again try to have super high weapons here for ammo, for killing ads, nothing too crazy. Also, we're using the Wilder Flight because it has gravity well, and this means when we shoot it and reload it, we'll pick up ammo all around us. The only thing we're changing on our super for this loadout is going to be changing from Storm Grenade to Vortex Grenade. This is because during Final Stand or just for normal debuff extension, it's going to be really, really nice to have some take damage and an extra debuff on the boss. We're going to be using Dawn Chorus with triple super font because Dawn Chorus jacks up the damage of our 1k a significant amount because it improves ignitions. It's just such an incredible pairing, and you will see the damage that it does. It is incredible. On our gauntlets, we're using double solar litter and a solar dexterity just to make 1k feel super snappy and nice. Double void DR and a charge up on our chest piece. Triple solar surge on our boots. And triple time dilation on our class item. We're using 1000 voices once again as our main damage, and we're using a solar sniper as backup damage when we run out of 1k ammo. On our artifact, we are using Voltaic Marksman, Dielectric, Malignanted Harvest, Flashover, Gold from Lead, Particle Reconstruction, and Limit Break. Limit Break is super useful because when we are meleeing an enemy or a Legionnaire near Nezarec with our Helmet Saint, our not Helmet Saint 14, but our Felwinter's Helm on, is going to give us Devour, and that is a Void debuff. So getting a Devour is then going to give us a increased damage on our Nova Bomb from Limit Break. So it all pairs together super nicely and increases our damage by a lot. This right here is it. This is the last encounter, the home stretch. But don't lay off the gas now. Keep on pushing ahead, because Nezarec can be very, very annoying due to how chaotic and unpredictable the nature of the encounter is. But luckily for you, I have studied this encounter to a T and figured out the most consistent solo flawless method yet. We're going to be starting off on dark side. We're going to be heading dark 1 and crossing over to light side and heading light 1. Around this time, Nez should be shootable, so we can see Refuge and pull his Hatred. Once you see the color of the Refuge, go to the opposite color side. So if Refuge is dark, we're going to light side. If Refuge is light, we're going to dark side. And begin running until you have activated nodes 1, 2, and 3 on the opposite colored side from the Refuge. After you've hit nodes 1, 2, and 3, create Refuge, and then begin running on the Refuge side. Repeat this process until you get to the final light and dark nodes. You want to leave all but the final light node done. Dark doesn't matter as much. You can have up to 3 undone and still be fine on time, final phase, but you want to pull Nez down before you finish any of them. Kind of the order of operations here, ideally, is you're going to want to pull Nez down, finish dark, immediately swap to your ammo loadout, pick up ammo and orbs, run over to light side, hit light, finish light, and then jump over to Pantheon spot. We are using Pantheon spot for damage because I believe it is the most consistent. Make sure Nez is following you and is aware of your location, because Pantheon spot can make Nez unaware of your location and make him be in the middle of booty screwed nowhere when you're trying to start damage, and that has happened to me lots of times. But as long as Nez is in a direct line of sight with you, he will follow you. Another thing is Nez may throw himself off the map. He may slam and fall off the map. If that happens, it is okay. Your run is not over. Your damage might be a little bit tighter, but your run is not over, and it is okay. I promise you. You just gotta work with it. After waiting about 5 to 6 seconds after hitting the last light node, locate an ad, melee it with your ammo loadout still on using Felwinter's Helm, and then immediately swap to your damage loadout, pop Priz, and throw melee and then grenade. You want to make sure you melee and then grenade always, because it increases the speed of your animation. That is going to extend the 30% weaken from Felwinter's Helm, and you're going to want to throw in a melee nade just in damage every once in a while to extend that 30% weaken. You're just going to sit there, throw your melee nade, dump all of your 1k into the boss, and it's GG easy. The damage is going to be insane. It's going to be crazy good. You're going to rinse and repeat this until Nezarec dies, and then you, my friend, have conquered the root of nightmares solo flawlessly. I'm going to let the rest of my clear play out as I have always done, so that way you guys can get an idea. But congratulations, you've done it. that's the video, guys. I just want to give my most sincere thank you if you watched this video, and if it helped you, I worked my butt off on this video. So please like, subscribe, and follow if you found this even remotely interesting or helpful. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be making guides. I love doing this. I really hope hearing that this got someone their solo flaws or nightmares would make my day. So I really hope this helps you guys. Congratulations and good luck, Guardians. I'll see you Starside.